Un spectacle d'exception ce soir, organisé par l'Alliance des civilisations des Nations Unies avec la Fondation ONUART. Nous avons le plaisir ce soir d'accueillir l'Orchestre symphonique des îles Baléares pour un concert dédié à la route de la soie, the Silk Road, accompagné par 8 artistes d'exception qui dessineront un chemin virtuel, justement, qui suit cette magnifique et très fameuse route. L'orchestre est dirigé par le maestro Pablo Mielgo, qui est déjà connu, a déjà dirigé en ces lieux. Et cette soirée est donc, comme je dis, organisée par notre partenaire, la Fondation ONUART, et par l'Alliance des civilisations, avec le soutien des activités culturelles de l'Office des Nations Unies à Genève. Le directeur général des Nations Unies étant en voyage, il a demandé à la sous-secrétaire générale Olga Gayerova de le représenter pour vous accueillir formellement ce soir à cette soirée. Madame Gayerova, vous avez la parole.
President Martelly, High Representative El Nasser, Minister Moratinos, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Silk Road Concert, a wonderful event that promises to weave together the varied rhythms and sounds of Europe, Asia, and beyond. As Executive Secretary of United Nations Economic Commission for Europe, it's my distinct privilege to speak on behalf of International Geneva, as Michael Muller is away on travel, but he is sending his best regards to the concert. My sincere thanks go to organizers of the two-night event, the ONUART Foundation and the United Nations Alliance of Civilizations. I would also like to thank the numerous private and institutional sponsors who made this event possible for us. Of course, special thanks goes to the Symphonic Orchestra of the Balearic Islands and to Maestro Pablo Mielgo. Finally, I would like to thank the 8 outstanding artists who will perform today. Coming from different countries, their collaboration this evening embodies the essence of the Silk Road. This ancient network was about more than just the goods it carried. The Silk Road came into being because millions of people from vastly different countries and cultures collaborated for a common good. Traders, rulers, artisans, missionaries, farmers, and scholars, while they may never have realized it, each played a role in nurturing and preserving this common human project. A project that made it possible 2 millennia before container ships for Chinese silks to be traded for Roman glassware. It was the same human element that made the Silk Road's most profitable exchange possible, and that is exchange of ideas. The countless interactions between peoples of different cultures that made it possible for ideas, beliefs, and technological innovations to spread, to inspire new ideas, to foster development and cultural understanding. This human project, the Silk Road, is also a reminder of the promise and peril of globalization. The Silk Road not only created common opportunities, but common dangers. for the caravans and ships that brought silks also carried diseases. The wealth the Silk Road generated also fueled the desire to control it, a desire that sparked conflicts. Ultimately, the golden age of the Silk Road ended when the human network that powered it withered, when the common will to sustain it was overwhelmed by common threats. Remembering the Silk Road is vital also today in the 21st century, for we are once again living in a period of globalization. If technology has changed, the fundamental element remains the same: human collaboration and understanding. Each one of us plays a role in a global chain of events that makes our shared civilization possible. Like the Silk Road, today's globalized world is a human project, one that will survive only so long as we collectively defend it. And like its forebear, globalization has unleashed both common opportunities and common challenges, making sure that peace is sustained, that development leaves no one behind, and that climate action succeeds requires common action. It requires that we listen to one another and appreciate our diversity as a strength. International Geneva, with its unparalleled concentration of actors and expertise, is uniquely positioned to foster the collaboration and innovation needed to address the challenges of this century. In this effort, cultural diplomacy is more essential than ever. This is particularly true in the area of human rights, where facilitating the exchange of ideas and creating bridges between peoples and cultures can foster empathy and understanding. Tonight's event is a solid step in the right direction. So enjoy the evening, and thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Undersecretary General. It's an honor for us to have with us tonight in the room the President of the United Nations Human Rights Council. I would like to give you the floor, sir, Mr. Masa Martelli.
Maestro Pablo Mielgo, esteemed artist, United Nations High Representative for the Alliance of Civilization, Mr. Nasir Al-Dalous Al-Nasser, Madam Undersecretary, President of the ONUART Foundation, Señor Miguel Ángel Moratinos, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor and a pleasure to be here this evening and to warmly welcome all of you to this Silk Road concert. I wish to thank everyone who has made this special event possible, especially the ONUART Foundation and its president, Mr. Moratino, and the Director General of the United Office in Geneva, Mr. Michael Morel, and the United High Representative for the Alliance of Civilization, Mr. Al-Nasser. I also wish to extend a very warm welcome and express my sincere gratitude to the Maestro Pablo Mielgo, the musician of the Symphonic Orchestra of the Balearic Islands, and the talented artists from Silk Road countries for filling this special chamber with their music. Tonight's concert, which on this occasion symbolizes an encounter between East and West in the artist's expression of dialogue and understanding between culture. In the same way, the human rights are the highest expression of the dialogue and understanding of humanity. The concept of civilization as a set of customs, ideas, and knowledge that characterize humanity at a moment of time cannot be understood without human rights as the materialization of the respect and solidarity between people and cultures. This very idea of civilization cannot be understood without art either, as the best instrument to promote harmony between peoples. And it is pursuit of this harmony that we must promote human rights too. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development draws upon the understanding of the concordance between human rights and the development of the people. In fact, it can be said that there exists an harmonic that is almost musical between the concept of the developed and human rights. This concept is a representation of such understanding. The notes and score of the music are the reflection of the dialogue between people and give color to their existence. That is why I would like to once again express my gratitude to the ONUART Foundation for organizing this event, which enhances our dialogue and understanding even further in this room, the home of Human Rights Council, and dedicate precisely to these proposals. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's a privilege now to give the floor to the United Nations High Representative for the Alliance of Civilizations, Mr. Al-Nasser.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Here we are again, gathering in this magnificent room in what promises to be another unforgettable evening of beautiful music and Einstein performances from talented soprano, tenor, mezzo, and bass artists who came from the Silk Road countries, Turkey, Russia, Egypt, and China. I would like to thank the governments of these countries for their support to this wonderful concert. I'm also very proud of our partnership with ONUART Foundation and my friend Miguel Angel Moratinos and his team for the hard work they put to make these concerts come to life. The theme of the concert tonight, the Silk Road, is very telling. While offering a musical journey through the Silk Road, the most mythical route of antiquity, the concert sets out to use music as an instrument to strengthen dialogue and understanding between people and promote people-to-people exchange. The world today is at a critical juncture. There are many challenges, but at the same time, many opportunities. In this context, the Silk Road has immense potential running through Asia, Europe, and Africa. It promises prosperity for all. In this spirit, today's Silk Road has a clear echoes of the ancient Silk Road. Let's take that spirit to a new highest. Let's be inspired by the magic this evening promises. And before I conclude, I would like to thank the maestro and the musician for being with us here, and I wish you to enjoy your evening. Thank you very much.
And finally, it's an honor for us to give the floor to Minister Moratinos, who is the president of ONUART Foundation.
Good evening, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Let me express, first of all, my satisfaction and gratitude at presenting to all of you this second concert of Alliance of Civilization. This year is dedicated to the Silk Road Initiative. Let me also thank my dear friend Michael Moore, is not with us today, in order to express to him his gratitude to all his team, because without their assistance and their backing, this concert couldn't take place. Of course, let me also express my recognition to the President of the Human Rights Council, my friend Joaquin Massa Martelli, for your presence today. It symbolizes not only the importance of human rights, and you have expressed in your speech, in this Silk Road new adventure, but also the link between the two concerts that ONUART Foundation is organizing every year. Next 9th of December, we will gather here again. I hope you will come also, all my friends and all the people tonight, in order to commemorate the International Day of Human Rights. And human rights, as Ambassador de la Maza has expressed, is essential to understand the importance and potential of the Silk Road Initiative. Last but not least, let express my gratitude, recognition for the leadership and the support of my dear friend Nasser al-Nasser, the High Representative of UN Secretary General for the Alliance of Civilization. He was the one in our discussion to decide that this year the Alliance of Civilization concert was going to move to the east and try to bring the Silk Road Initiative to this hall, to this room 20. He was the one who discussed with the Foreign Minister of China and convinced the Chinese authorities that this event has the importance to bring together so many countries, nations, people around the world. So thank you, Ambassador al-Nasser, for your leadership and for understanding what means the Silk Road in the context of the Alliance of Civilization. Because, my dear friends, when we talk about the Alliance of Civilization, we have to understand that the bridge between East and West, that means this Silk Road Initiative, is being the very crossroad of civilization. I think the concept itself of civilization was born in this part of the planet. The concept was inspiring, was developed. The concept of civilization didn't exist some millennia ago, before in this part of the earth was conceived. So if we want to standard and to understand the civilization and the Alliance of Civilization, we have to pay tribute to the contribution of the Silk Road. The bridge between East and West, between the Pacific and the Atlantic, through Central Asia, through Middle East, through Russia, through the Mediterranean, to the Atlantic, to the Hercules Tower, was the way where people, ideas, thinking, concept, proposal came back and in the world of yesterday and today in the next future. The bridge between East and West was where the main metropolis of today were constructed 5,000 years ago. Cities like Harappa or cities like Mohenjo-Daro in the Indus Valley or in the Mesopotamia where Babylon, Nineveh, all these cities that come to us as an imaginary landscape of the past, but also of the present and the future, were based in this east-west bridge, in this Silk Road, Belt Road. So, my dear friends, when we talk about civilization, we have to understand that the world's religion were also constructed, established in this part of the world. We talk about Judaism, or we talk about Christianity, or we talk about Islam, or we talk about Hinduism, or we talk about Buddhism, or we talk about Confucianism. It was in this part of the world that were created. So today we are paying back the capacity of this initiative to convert the world in a much more interlocuted and much more connected world of today and the future. This part of the world also were the one who create the languages, while Indo-European or Semitic or in Sino-Tibetan or Altaic or Turkish or Caucasian were also born in this part of the world. So my dear friends, when we are talking about the Silk Road, we are talking about the past, the present, but also we are talking about the future. So let's move today to the concert of tonight. And I have really to pay tribute to, I think, the three main interlocutors that make it possible. Of course, thanks to the Chinese NGO, the World Public Diplomacy change, cultural change, that we are capable to announce this concert. We are also thanking to Mr. Nadal, Thomas, that consider to have the concert to be financed. And then, of course, the government of Balearic that have a chance to his president and his cultural council to organize this concert. And last but not least, with the director, the conductor of the Symphonic Orchestra of the Balearic Island, Pablo Mielgo. He has been working with us in other occasions and is working back tonight with us. I think we will have the chance to listen to the Symphonic Orchestra of Balearic with one of the most 8 artists of certain Silk Road countries. It will be representative of Egypt, of Russia, of Turkey, of Tunisia, yes, I don't forget anyone, no? China, of course. And all of them will transport us to this magnificent world where legendary histories, culture, art were devoted and expressed. So, my dear friends, let's now open our ears, looking for this musical road that are going to inspire us for a better world that needs peace, prosperity, and happiness, and look up to the Michael Barceló Doom that will have enjoying this concert. So enjoy the concert. Good evening. Thank you very much.